happy National Day and welcome to the first episode of my cooking series with me, TheCharlotteMei. Now, because it's National Day, I thought I'll make something with a little Singaporean touch and a dish that reflects myself and my French Singaporean heritage. So what better than Otak Otak Soufflé? Now, I love soufflés as a dish because it's really light and it's really high in protein and very easy to make, as daunting as it looks. But it's usually profiled as a Western dish, and I thought I want to make an Asian version of it. So we are starting with the ingredients here today, a lot of fresh ingredients, and we are going to be using canned sardines for this. I know a lot of people have concerns over canned food, but for me, just look at the ingredients list and make sure that there are no nasty ingredients in there. The salt levels, the sugar levels are not too high and you're good to go. So today I'm using canned sardines flavored with olive oil and green peppercorns, but you can use any flavor that you like, really. And it's a really good source of calcium because of all the bones in there, which can be eaten, and a great source of omega-3 fatty acids. For all of you out there who buy fish oil supplements, just stop it, because this is the real deal. Now, the final thing about this dish is, as daunting as it looks, it's actually super simple as long as you follow instructions, and timing is key. The souffle does not wait for anyone, so everyone has to be seated at the table before the souffle gets out of the oven. So don't go running to catch your fireworks because you're going to miss out on your souffle. So let's get started. These are the ingredients for what I call the Rempah. And we've got things like shallots, we've got turmeric, red chilies, kaffir lime leaves, lemongrass. All the details are down below so you can check that out. I'm just gonna roughly chop everything up and put it into my food processor. And in this recipe, I'm also using fresh turmeric, which is really high in antioxidants. But to enhance the antioxidant properties of turmeric, we gotta use black pepper. And to help it all lubricate and blend nicely, I'll be adding a drizzle of coconut oil. Now we blend it up until it becomes a paste. Okay, that should be it. So you want to blend it up until it reaches a paste-like consistency, something where everything is finely ground up, and then we're ready to fry this up. Just gonna heat up the pan slightly. Now, because we've already added some oil in this later, we don't need to add any more oil to the pan. Just heat this up. And we want to fry it until it's nice and aromatic. So now that's all aromatic, I'm gonna add in the sardines, which I'm gonna mash up first. And like I said, you will see bones in there, but they're all soft enough to be eaten. Just gonna add that to the mix. Just gonna leave that to cool. So right here, I'm gonna heat up a pot at about medium heat for now. And I'm gonna be melting some butter in. Okay, now I'm gonna turn the heat down to about a low heat because we don't want the butter to burn or even bubble. And I'm gonna add in some flour right now, and I'll be stirring vigorously for it to mix well. We want to make sure that the flour is all cooked so we don't get the taste of raw flour in there. Now that that has all come together, we're going to add in the milk, just half of that first. Whisk vigorously. I want to get rid of all the clumps, so you got to be very patient with this step. Then we're going to season it with some salt. Whisk that all up and turn off the heat. At this point, we put two together and we're gonna mix this mixture in. So that's the east meeting the west. All right, make sure that that's well incorporated. So we'll let this cool while we prepare the egg whites. Now, before we begin, let's not forget to preheat the oven at 180 degrees. That's good to go. And now let's begin by buttering our ramekins. Now, usually soufflés come in ramekins, but honestly, you can use anything you like. You can even use a mug, a smaller ramekin, a big bowl. You can really go crazy with this. So now, with buttering the ramekins, everyone thinks that you need a nice and nifty brush, but here's a trick I've got for you. I use a butter wrapper. So before you throw this away, you'll realize that this butter wrapper is full of remaining butter. And what I do is I wipe the ramekins with this. Let's remember to also wipe it upwards. So with a souffle, it needs to climb up the ramekin. So wiping it in an upward motion helps that. All right, there we go. And this is good to throw in the bin. Now we work on the egg whites, which we're gonna whip up till it's a nice meringue. Now it's very important that you use a metal bowl or a glass bowl for this because plastic bowls tend to have oil residue or even water stuck to it, and any of that will prevent your egg whites from whipping up. So I've got a bowl here. I'm gonna tip everything in there. So if you don't have a machine like this at home, you can always just use a handheld whisk or your biceps. So good luck if you're doing that. I'm gonna put this right in, lock it up. We're gonna whisk it at a low speed first, and then we're gonna progress to a higher speed. Come have a look, now it's all nice and frothy. You can continue at this stage at a higher speed, but what I like to do, I want to add a little bit of cream of tartar, and this helps to strengthen the structure. Again, completely optional because I've tried this without cream of tartar and it worked perfectly fine. Throw that in there, and we're gonna continue at a high speed. Okay, so when we actually whip up the egg whites, it forms 1,000 of tiny air bubbles, and this is what helps the souffle rise. So it's very important that you use room temperature eggs because this helps it whip up faster. And there we go. We want stiff peaks like this. And usually the trick is to tip it over your head and see whether anything falls out. I'm scared. Okay, see? Nothing falls. Yes, so we've got that right. So now we're gonna mix the two together, and it's very important not to kill any of the air bubbles in there. So what we're gonna do first is to take a little bit of this egg white mixture to lighten up the souffle. I'm making quite a huge portion here, so we have to be very, very patient. Oh, it smells so good. I'm gonna mix in the rest right now. Okay, looks like it's good enough now, and we're gonna fill it into our ramekins. I'm gonna fill it till about 3/4 full. So now I'm just gonna clean the ramekins up before they go into the oven, just to make sure that the sides are clean. So this is now ready to head into the oven for about 12 to 15 minutes until the top turns nicely golden brown. And we want to put this in about the bottom third of the oven. And you gotta say bye-bye because you can't open the oven door after this. If you open it, the souffle is gonna go down and you're not gonna get a nice result. So just wait patiently and hopefully catch the fireworks. It's now the moment of truth. It's ready from the oven. That took me about 15 to 16 minutes. So if anyone is out there catching the parade or catching the fireworks, just call them in right before you take it out of the oven. Now, the thing about souffle is because there's a lot of science involved, not all of them will rise at the same rate or to the same height, but there we go. So if you try this at home, you must be quick to whip out your phone and take an Instagram shot right now. All right, there we go. I'm also gonna place one right here. Oh, how beautiful is that? All right, guys, so that is my Otak Otak Soufflé, which is deflating as I speak right now. But please do try it, like, comment, subscribe, let me know what you think about it. And if you make it yourself at home, please do post it on Instagram and tag me at TheCharlotteMei. Enjoy, guys, and see you next Thursday. It smells really good. Okay, that's a wrap, guys. Thank you, thank you.